A few days ago, I found myself worshiping. I picked up my guitar, and even though I don't really know how to play, I set that aside and just began to worship. Life had started to get incredibly tough. Day by day, things seemed to get harder and harder and harder. So instead of sitting there and watching Netflix and feeling sorry for myself that I felt so miserable, I sat on my porch and began to worship. I just wanted to be with Jesus for a little bit without the pressure of singing in perfect harmony in order to lead a congregation. I started thinking about what was bothering me. Then I pulled out a journal and began to write about it. I began writing about this image of a girl that I had in my head. Her joy was limitless. She was walking through a field that was dead from all the snow that we had had that week. But awestruck, she admired the beauty and the imperfection of the field. She danced with joy and laughter and smiled wider than she ever had. She was beautiful. She was celebrating the imperfection she observed. Yet here I was in tears over my imperfection. But through my tears I smiled. It made me happy that she was so happy. I think sometimes we're scared to share good news with people. We don't want to brag about the good in our lives in fear that we end up talking to someone who's broken and hurting, in fear that we will make them hurt more. But don't you think that maybe that's what hurting people need? They need good news. They need laughter. They need to feel another person's joy. Obviously, this may not always be the case, but a lot of times it is. Seeing other people happy makes you happy. It's infectious. If you see someone walking down the sidewalk and you can tell that they're hurting, what good do you think it's going to do letting them continue to hurt? A few months ago, I did a photography project. The point of this project was to recognize the emotions their loved ones made them feel after passing. One of the people I asked to model for me, he chose joy. He felt joy after his grandpa passing. I went out to take pictures that day and I wasn't feeling too great. I didn't mention though how I wasn't feeling great to this person. I just went and did the shoot anyways. In the midst of shooting, I got to hear stories of memories he had with his grandpa. His grandpa brought him joy and his joy brought me joy. Just like the girl in my mind as I journaled. It was infectious. Why don't we share our good news, our joy, more frequently? If we don't want to share our good news, why not share the good news of Jesus Christ? There is so much joy found in the good news of Jesus Christ. Wouldn't it make you feel good to know that you are loved, that you are priceless, that you are worthy? Even on your worst day, wouldn't it feel good to hear that good news? That's not to say that we should go out with posters and begin screaming at people to tell them the good news of Jesus Christ. That's not what people need and it's not effective. Try something on a smaller scale. Make them smile. Remind them that their negative emotions aren't the end-all be-all. Love them. Be there for them. I think about the girl in the field a lot now. I think about how happy she was about imperfection. She saw beauty amidst the mess. Who knows what kind of week she was having? She could have been screaming or crying right before that. But that snow on top of all the dead dirt, that was her joy. That was her good news for the day. Be the snow covering a dead field. Because sharing good news is the same as sharing joy.